Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got step one of my annual planning process. So today I'm going to go through and do like a big old brain dump. Of course, that's step one for 2026 goal planning for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like my main categories that I put my goals into. So the first one I'm gonna write down is, I'm gonna use a thicker marker, or well, marker pen. I'm gonna put family here, because I do typically every year have at least some goals that are specific to my family. And then I'm also going to add marriage right here on the other side of the paper. Because again, I do try to have some goals in there for my marriage every year. Just certain things that either I know are going to happen, like our anniversary. Of course, I want to celebrate our anniversary. I always feel like, we're all constantly learning, so there's always going to be room for improvement. So I'll always have some goals that are marriage related. And then down here, I'm going to write personal development. And then I'm also going to write professional development right here. And then over here, I'm going to write finance goals, and then health and fitness, and keep in mind, this is the brain dump portion of my planning process, so it is going to be a little bit more on the messy side. And then I have a category for happy. Some people, me, don't know how to spell right now. Okay, happiness. Okay, and those are the 7 main categories. So in these different categories, there are a couple of different things, of course, that I want to do. Some categories are going to have a lot more items than other categories. And this is not going to be my final goal list. This is just me brain dumping everything that I can think of currently. And I will, over the next like month or so, I will add and remove items from this list. Some of these items will be feasible. Some of these items will not be feasible. And these items could also change in the middle of the year. I've already had that happen a couple of times this year, where some of the goals that I set, I just came to the realization that they are just not possible for me this year. And that's okay. Some of those will be on this list. Because I already know that, and I'm not going to cause myself undue stress trying to hit every goal if it's simply not plausible. Now, I strive to do the best I can every year. That does not mean I'm going to meet every single one of these goals. If I do, freaking awesome. I'm so happy. If I don't, that's okay. I still have next year and the year after, and I'm still going to keep working towards those goals. So long as I'm making progress, I'm totally fine with not hitting every single one of these items. Because again, I am a human being. I am a mother. I am a wife. I work full time. I have a lot on my plate already. So I know that there are times when I just have to accept that it did not work out according to my exact plan, but that's not going to stop me from achieving it at some point. Okay, with all that being said, so next year I definitely want to take a family vacation. We did not necessarily take a family vacation this year. We did go camping multiple times though, which was great. And is kind of a vacation in and of itself. Speaking of camping, I think I want to up our camping to 4 trips this year. So I'm going to write family camping times 4. And then we did monthly time with like individual one-on-one time with each of our kids once a month this year, and I liked that, and I think the kids enjoyed it too. The teenager is getting a little bit harder to, like, sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't want to spend time, and we just let her have the option, you know, hey, you've got time right now, did you want to do something, or do you have, you know, something else you want to do? So just giving her the ability to make that choice, I think, also helped. So I'm going to add monthly time with each kid as something I would like to continue. And then family time weekly. Again, this is something we did this year. And I mean, it could be something as simple as we watched a movie together. We played a round of Uno together. We went on a walk together. You know, stuff like that. Just where we're taking time to have like that quality family time, I feel like is something that we definitely want to continue. And some weeks it doesn't work out. Some weeks we have to improvise or skip altogether. If someone in the family is feeling sick, we're not going to, you know, force them out of bed and be like, no, you got to play Uno with us because it's the calendar says family time. So it just varies. However it works out or fits, we strive for once a week. Sometimes we don't get that. Or sometimes I'm like, if I'm out of town on a work trip, or my husband's out of town on a work trip, any of those things, you know, school events and such, we have school starting here in about 2-ish weeks. Cannot say that I'm not super excited for school to start back up. It's been a long summer, but a good summer. One thing that we did this year was two themed dinners per month. And while that was fun, I feel like it was too much. Because at a certain point this year, I did get very, very off track with pretty much everything. I still did like all of my Plan With Me videos and everything like that, but in the background, there was just a lot of stuff going on. And that started like at the end of April, and it just kind of cascaded into the rest of like the last couple of months, that I've been really, really off of my game as far as like the themed dinners and my workouts, and really sticking to like everything that I planned out for this year, just because life happens and it derails you sometimes. So while I love the themed dinners and making them, and having that movie night with the family, I loved those nights, but I think 2 is too many. So I think I'm going to do that once a month, because they were really fun. And I managed to plan the entire meal ahead of time, so it wasn't super, like, I didn't pick items that were super, super labor intensive. Like, as much as I would love to watch Ratatouille and eat Ratatouille, I'm not gonna make Ratatouille. So I just realizing, like, just making sure that whatever meal I'm coming up with is, 1, something that my family's going to eat, and 2, something that is not going to have me in the kitchen all day preparing that meal. Just because I still have to work that day most of the time, and if it's a weekend, I don't want to spend the entire day, Saturday or Sunday, cooking. So just coming to the realization that like that was 2 was too many, but it was still fun, so I would like to do once a month. And then I think we would like to start having family over like once a month to kind of like hang out, play board games, stuff like that. So have family over what's monthly. And then the last item that I'm thinking for the family goals is hosting board game nights. Because I feel like we only ever... And I feel like we could do this like once every other month. And I mean, like, we could do that like with friends, we could do that with family, we could have the kids invite some of their friends over. I feel like that's a very versatile thing, and we have a ton of board games that I feel like we kind of stopped using. So that was part of my thought process. But, and I'm sure that I may come up with some other items for here. But that's kind of where I've gotten so far. And then for my marriage, I would like for us to take a weekend trip. We will be celebrating our 8-year anniversary. I feel like this year we started a system with date nights where we have 2 date nights per month. One is planned by me, one is planned by my husband. And I feel like that worked out quite nicely. Just in the sense that like he gets to pick things that he likes to do, and then I get to pick things that I like to do. And neither one of us is taking on the task of like orchestrating the whole date night on their own. So I feel like that was very even and worked out quite nicely, but it also wasn't so much that it was like every single weekend we were trying to fit in a date night, which would be lovely, but we're just not in a stage of life where that is feasible. Because we have an 8-year-old and a 14-year-old. The 14-year-old's about to be a 15-year-old, which is insane to me. But just orchestrating like where, like who's gonna watch the kids, and you know how long we're gonna be gone, etc. So just, I feel like 2 date nights a month right now is working out well for us. Twice monthly date nights. And then I would like to start having weekly meetings. Just because I feel like life is chaotic. You know, the teenager wants to go out and do things, so we have to, you know, drive to and fro and all those types of things. Our son is actually like building out the biggest social calendar in the whole wide world, which is great for him. That's wonderful. But again, we have to facilitate like play dates or take him to play dates and birthday parties and etc. So I think having weekly meetings for me and my husband will help us kind of understand this is what's going on this week. These are the bills we have to pay. And these are all the things that need to be done, etc. I think that will help us with our communication and things like that as well, just to be on the same page. And I would also love to start walking together once a week, which will also help me in some of my health and fitness goals. Just because I am trying to get healthier and manage my weight and get stronger and things like that. So anything I can do to be a little bit more active, I'm 100% here for. Okay, for personal development, I would like to take 2 classes a month. So this is something I started doing this year, but instead of like 2 classes a month, I was just like taking every class as I found the class. And there would be weeks where I would take like 5 or 6 classes, and then I was like, whoa, dude, you need to chill. Sorry, I was grabbing a sip of Monster. So 2 classes a month, and these classes can be on anything from like managing social media to organization to planning to anything that I see, like overcoming like yourself basically. So any class that I see online, and typically I'm taking free classes, but any classes that I see that pique my interest, I will take those classes and sit in those webinars and things like that. I've done a class on nutrition before. I did not find that one particularly helpful, but I've also taken a class on diabetes and managing diabetes. I have family members who have diabetes. I do not, and I would like to not ever have to have diabetes, because I swear, me and remembering anything that's not written in my planner is just it's not a good look for me. Okay, so personal development, 2 classes a month. I do again want to do this year the monthly challenges like I did this year. However, I'm going to change the challenges, because some of the challenges that I set for myself for this year were just I just could not manage it. Like one of them, and this kind of shocked me. One of them was a creativity challenge. So it was a 30-day challenge, and it had each day I was supposed to do a different creative item. One of them was like coloring, one of them was painting, one of them was sculpting, because I used to work with clay a lot. One of them was knitting something. One of them was making something for my husband, one for my daughter, and one for my son. When I tell you, I maybe did 2 days of that entire challenge, because I'm so busy throughout the day, between work, between kids, between everything else. I'm so busy that sitting down and taking the time to create something just would not fit in my calendar, plus reading. My goal this year is 52 books. Last year I read 100 books, and while I'm doing it and I'm on track to hit my 52 books, I am spending so much time reading that it is taking away from my time to do other things. So I think for this coming year, I think my goal is going to be a little bit less. I don't know how much, but I'll determine that when I determine that. But anywho, I want to keep reading, but I don't want to spend as much of my time reading. I do love to read, and I will get into, I mean, girl, I can read a book in a day if I really want to. But if I read a book in a day, I'm not going to have much time to do anything else. And that's the problem, because I definitely want to do a lot of other things besides just reading. Okay, so personal development. I would like to read some additional self-help books. I could do like 1 a quarter, so 4 self-help books. The thing that I love about self-help books is that they give you a different perspective. They let you think about things in a different way, which is wonderful when you're trying to figure out how you can accomplish different things. Because I used to be an all or nothing thinker to the maximum, where it was either if I wanted to say get healthy, if I put on my goal board lose a pound a week, the very first week that I do not lose a pound, I promise you I will go through all of the emotions of like dying, the grieving process, because I will automatically feel like I failed, and I cannot unfeel that. Can I get caught up? Definitely. But can I change that I did not do that? I cannot. At that moment in time, I failed, and therefore I failed everything. So that's how I used to think, and I've been working a lot on not using all or nothing thinking. So I think that's why I really want to add some more self-help books in, because as much fun as I have reading all of the books that I do read, that I want to get some more out of it. So I think adding the self-help books will help me with that. This year I would also love, next year, I would love to volunteer. And I want to add positive affirmations. I did not do that this year. Well, I guess I kind of do it every year. I have a calendar where you rip off a page and every day it gives you like a little positive quote of some sort. So I kind of did, but I want to write them down too. I think I should also reduce my screen time, which makes sense with the less reading. Okay, and then for professional development, I would like to see this channel grow to over 1,000 subscribers. Subscribers. It's hard to write like this. Okay. And then let's see what else. I would like to finish writing my book. And then I would also like to print and bind first copy of my planner. I think that has been like one of my ultimate goals and dreams for as long as I can remember. I have seen so many planners, used so many planners over the years. And while a lot of them are great, I feel like there is always something missing. There's always something missing. And I understand, but I also hate having to use notebooks and planners and other planners. Like I know some people will do what's called Franken planning in like a happy planner, discount planner, where they'll like buy multiple planners or the inserts or whatever, and they'll Franken plan it all together, like smush it all together until it resembles something that they can use. And that just seems very chaotic for me. And using multiple planners is also very chaotic for me. The only two that I use are essentially like a pre-planner and then my planner, and that's it. Because I have this channel, I've been using the Erin Condren planner for the memory keeping plan with me's, because I can't put them in there and also put them in my planner. I can't have two separate spreads. It's not possible. But I've never found a planner that 100% works for me. And I really want to be able to have that and create that. Because I feel like there's so much that you can do in a planner. But you just have to find the correct planner. So something I'm just very passionate about, and I've wanted to create my own planner for a very long time. I would also like to get a raise at my job. And then I want to increase retirement contributions. And then I would like to learn 12 new skills. So that would be like a skill a month, basically. And then up next, for finance goals, I want to add an income stream. And I'd really like for that to be like I could add YouTube as an income stream. That would be great if I can get there. I have to keep going, keep building this channel. I would also like to add 12K to savings. I would like to continue the monthly budget meetings. I will not sit here and say that we've been perfect about these so far this year, but I think it's definitely worth being on the same page, specifically about finances. And then, of course, watching our 401ks grow is quite nice. And then health and fitness. I would like to lose another 50 pounds. I would like to run a consecutive mile. I would like to swim weekly when it's warm. And then I want to learn and play pickleball. I bought the set already this year. I just haven't gone and played with anybody yet. This one is actually a goal that I had for this year. I wanted to go to Guadalupe Mountain State Park and climb to the highest peak of Texas. It's between like a 6 and 8 mile hike. It is all uphill. I'm not going to be able to do this year, just because all of the things that have happened since the end of April, it's not going to be a feasible trip for me, and that's totally okay. I can push that off. I think it would be beneficial for me to also get a little bit better in my cardio, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But again, I've already thought it out, and it'll be like a camping trip, and it'll take an entire day to hike up to the peak and back down. I think it was 6 to 8 hours is what it was quoted, depending on your speed. I also want to bench press 200 pounds. And then, of course, progress photos and measurements. This is something I started doing this year. I try to do it like as close to the first of the month as possible, so that I can actually see the changes in my body. And then monthly fitness challenges. Or, well, challenges, like it's an individual item. So like do 100 sit-ups. So throughout that month, I'll work on getting to the point where I can do 100. And then happiness goals. Okay, this is a little bit different. So I think for right now, I think I'm going to read 26 books. So that's one book every 2 weeks. And that will allow me to have more time to put effort towards all of the other things. Can I read 52 books next year? Of course I can. But if I'm spending my time reading 52 books, and each book is going to take anywhere from 3 to 15 hours. Well, really, it depends on how long the book is. The longer the book, the longer it takes to read. The longer it takes to read, the less time that I have to put forth anything else on anything else. And then, okay, so again, read 26 books. Something that I noticed this year that I really want to get back into, I'm a huge movie buff. I got this from my dad. This is one of like our biggest hobbies together. Watching movies and playing video games. And he has always been a huge movie guy. So like every movie that comes out, like he knows right away if he's going to watch it or not, if it's going to interest him or not. and he watches things basically as soon as they come out. I don't have that kind of time just because I have children, and my daughter's into scary movies. My son is not. He's only 8 though, so he does get scared. So we're not there yet. Now, as much as I would love to say that I have kept up with movies over the years after having kids, I definitely did not. But I want to get back into watching movies. So I would like to watch 200 movies this year or next year. And that may seem like a lot of movies. It is. But I will put things on in the background when I'm when I'm at work. So like I like to watch like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all of those great movies, because I just put them on in the background, and then they have like it's the ambience, the ambient noise, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I really want to make sure that I'm doing some form of self-care at least twice a week. This year I have put a huge focus on it, and it truly has made a massive difference for me. Sitting down and taking the time to either take a hot bath, use shower steamers, do a facial, a hair mask, a face mask, whatever. It just is that little bit of, hey, you're good. You're doing awesome. Let's take care of you for 5 seconds. I would like to start getting monthly massages as well. As I've been working out and things, I have noticed a lot more like aches and pains, just like overall. Of course, I'm going to be sore from working out, which totally makes sense. Now, okay, over here I did put these monthly fitness challenges. So I have a list for that, and then I have my 30-day challenge ideas. So right now on this list, I've got go to bed by 10 p.m. every night. So for that month, every night I will go to bed by 10 p.m. And then no fast food. So I won't eat any fast food that month, which is also like a great way to save some money. I'm just saying. A podcast a day, a month of self-care every day. Doing YouTube workout videos. I made a playlist for this last year, and this was my January challenge, and I think I did all but just like a couple of days, like 1 or 2 days. Yoga, family bonding, a marriage challenge, a bike ride a day, career enhancement. So for career enhancement, I could do like I could take like an email etiquette course, or I could take some of the courses that my current employer offers. Anything to improve my skills overall that relate to my job. And then for the fitness goals, so like one of the ones on here that I could put is, oh, I can actually just thought of one for this one, 100 miles. Let me just be clear. I could walk 100 miles in a month. I think one of the goals this year is also going to be 365 miles. Between walking and running. I can't run a full mile right now. But so for like these fitness challenges, I could put plank for 2 minutes. I think I can make it to like 1 minute right now, so I would have to work over the month to actually get that number up. I could do like 50 burpees. Just different things that that I can utilize to just push my fitness level that much further. That's what I've got so far for this year. I will, over the next month, like I said, I will go through these things and decide what's going to make the cut, what's not. I will add items on here as needed. I'll finish filling these two out. And of course, when I settle and get all my goals written out, I'll show that to you guys. And I'll show you like how I'm tracking these different items. So, so that way you guys can see, oh, this is how I would track these different items. Because I do put together an entire like goal board that I hang on the wall, and I color in the boxes on the goal board throughout the year so that I can see visually every day, this is the progress that I've made. This is how it's going so far. Now, hopefully my goals won't be out of control this year, but it's looking a little crazy right now. Again, this was just a brain dump. I just want to get all of these thoughts and ideas out on paper. And then I want to evaluate what's going to be feasible, reasonable, all those good things. So that way I can pick the highest priority goals for me for what's important for this year. But I hope you guys get some ideas. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below for me. And then I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.